Good morning. It's Trader Smt. Just wanted to check in. It is currently 7:55 in the morning. We have news for Canadian dollar at 8:30. We've already had CPI number released for pound, and as of right now, I don't have a good read on price. What I mean by that is, on pound, it looks like we've got ourselves a sell model that's working out. But then if you go into the lower time frame, it looks like it could be a buy model. So I can sort of justify both sides of the market right now, and anytime that's the case, it's best to just stay out because it's a 50-50 gamble. I could be right, I could be wrong. Dollar looks like it's part of a buy model on the 1 hour chart, and that's what concerns me because all these highs look like they want to be taken out. And if that's the case, from a higher time frame standpoint, it looks like all price did on that daily chart is optimal trade entry, ready to go again. But I'm not exactly sure because there's also a sell model that I'm seeing here. I want to see if this breaker is going to hold. If this breaker doesn't hold, then we are looking at reasons to be bullish again, taking out these equal highs. So again, don't have a good read on price. I will look for a day trade perhaps after the news comes out. As I mentioned, USD CAD could come up into the 25.90 area, but the way this is looking right now and the fact that CPI is coming out, I will likely take a trade at the 24.90 area. Basically, this has been taken out. And now it could come back up if dollar continues to strengthen, and it looks like it's going to do that. So it is not as favorable, but again, Canadian dollar, it could do its own thing with the CPI news coming out. I'm going to see if I could take something here with stop loss right there. 25.0102. So just going to take like a 10 pip stop loss trade and see if it could gets me the range expansion down to 24.30. It's getting there. I think we need the hour to finish, and then maybe right before the news or the news itself will drive it up here, and then it will fall. If it comes back up above here, I would probably want to see it come back up to the 25.80, 25.90 mark, and then go from there. So right now, there's just a lot of uncertainty in terms of what I'm looking at. Nothing set in stone. See, again, I don't really know what pound wants to do here. Is it accumulation, reaccumulation, smart money reversal, low risk buy, accumulation to take out these highs? Or are we looking at this as accumulation, reaccumulation, smart money reversal, low risk sell, accumulation, and then reaccumulation to fall? That doesn't look, it looks like it's going to be a buy model, which would have to align with dollar wanting to fall. Even a smaller time frame in dollar could look like it's a sell model. So I don't really know, and I don't know if I will. I'll see if there's a better read on price in an hour or so, but this is my current update, and the update is I got nothing. All right, check in after the news embargo. Cheers. Okay, trades, just entered it, so just going to show what I took it. So one, I took long on pound, right as it went below here. My stop loss is below the swing low, and my target is above this high right here. So a 40 pip trade that I'm looking at, and one of the things I've looked at, SMT divergence. So basically, if you look at dollar came into this, I'm going to call this a breaker. These two black candles came into this breaker, whereas pound made a lower low and dollar failed to make a higher high. So got an SMT divergence here. At the same time, I've been stronger on CAD this whole week. Basically just taking this order block in, and I've traded it. And so basically I took a short position. I just want to make sure I take it in the right place. Also took it at the breaker. And in terms of my stop loss, sorry, not stop loss, my target, that's where I put it. So that's the trade I'm looking at. I'm obviously going to take partials along the way just to make this a little bit bigger. Stop loss above the swing high. Now, if I'm wrong, I may enter one more here, but I don't want it to. The reason being is because I wanted it to come up here while it was consolidating, but then it decided to fall. So once it made a low and it took out this low, I want to see it aggressively fall. I don't want to see any pushback, because then we're continuing to get back into consolidation. So far so good, but that's what I'm looking at, and we'll see if this gives me what I want. First profit is at 20 pips. Okay, so these are the trades: pound USD long and USD CAD short. So let's see what happens. Okay, so I've currently been stopped out of my CAD trade, and as suspected, I think I'm going to take one more entry here, and if I'm wrong at the 24.90, then that's the end of that. I am done. It's a losing day, and I just got to take my L with the Canadian dollar idea. And if it does go above here, I think I'm going to be targeting another short in the 25.90 area. So that's 100 pips away. I'm not there yet. So far, dollar continues to show weakness. However, suspected trend line is right there. I'm also noticing that pound isn't running away right away. So this could be a market structure break. I'm actually going to get out of pound as well. So that's another trade I'm going to take out, and I'm going to see if CAD wants to give me one more entry for a short USD CAD, and if not, then I will have to revisit and not rush or panic. That's the whole part of this game. All right, until next time, cheers. All right, checking right back in. Like I said, gonna take one more trade at the 24.90 level. Don't like the way dollar is looking. I think this is a buy model, so I'm quite skeptical about this trade. And as you can see, it's already up. So just to show what the trade was. Okay, so that's the trade right now. Enter right at 24.90. Above this high is where my stop loss is right now. Don't want to see it make too much of a push. Very important what dollar wants to do here. I have a feeling that it's going to come up, and this trade will be invalid with that being said. Um, so I would consider this a low probability trade. I mean, it's January, so everything is a low probability trade, but I don't have market symmetry to go along with this trade area that I have. But again, we do have CPI numbers, so therefore I do want to see it come down. I've already gotten out of the pound trade, and I think it's a good thing I did because it looks like it's going to come down. This one, not really sure. I have a feeling it's going to fall. So I just took a 12 pip stop loss trade. That's where it was, and we'll see what we get. Not feeling very confident, so just putting that out there ahead of time. It might be a losing day for today. All right, we'll check in if there's any updates. Until next time. Well, this is unfortunate. At first, it looked like price was going to fall, made a new high, it was going to fall again, but then it broke the other way. I did say it was going to be a low probability trade, so I was stopped out at 12 pips, just above this high. What was I looking at? Just going to go into it here. So now that we know I've been stopped out, I'm going to remove this, and I'm going to show you what I saw. This swing high is where I wanted to see price hold, which also aligns with this being a breaker that took out this high, made this high and then fell. So I wanted to see inside this breaker, this swing high hold. If I go into the 3-minute chart, the 1-minute chart, at first when it came here, it looked like the market structure has shifted over, but then made a new high, and I really wanted to see that if it was going to hold or not. But as this was happening around the London close session, what I did notice was that, as I mentioned before, that price could be coming up to here, 25.90. And another thing I noticed was as dollar was making small incremental lows, USD CAD was not reciprocating the same way. It was making higher highs when it should have made lower lows. So then what I noticed was range expansion on the counter trade. And now I was working my other day job, so I wasn't able to record it, but I did take a trade for like 9 pip profit to mitigate some of the losses today. This is what I saw, and just to further refine it, I noticed that a short-term market maker buy model could be in place. So you have accumulation, reaccumulation, smart money reversal, low risks buy, accumulation, and then I think another stage of accumulation right here to come into this order block. So the trade that I took was once I've been stopped out right here, and I'm going to go into the 5-minute. So once I've been stopped out and this order block got taken out with this high, I deemed this to be a breaker. I also deemed this to be, mitigation for that. So when it came down here, I took the trade when it hit the top of this breaker. So the long position trade that I took was literally as it came down here, right at the high. I put my stop loss right below the breaker. So stop loss was right here. And also I was looking at targets of optimal trade entry. So from this low to this high, it literally just touched optimal trade entry. Let me magnetize this. From this low to this high, optimal trade entry. Again, I didn't take this trade, I took it here, right? Because I was still short at this point. But as this was happening and it was just hanging out while dollar was not being favorable, um, this is what I was looking at. So I took this trade at the 1.25 level, and I took my profit right here at the 1.2509. So again, 9 pips, started falling, so I took it right what I needed to, and then obviously made higher high. I didn't care for that. So my target was right here, and that was the trade. It was almost 2-to-1 trade ratio, but that was essentially, so this breaker, I put my stop loss below that. I didn't want to see price come back lower. The reason being is because I wanted to see this breaker hold, and I didn't want to hold for too long because we were getting to the end of the London close session. 9 pips trade with a 5 pip stop loss. Made some back, still a losing day overall, but that's what I'm looking at. Another thing that I saw, and I think, like I said, I'm bearish on dollar, therefore, what I think is going to happen. So I know earlier I took a long trade after it made a lower low and dollar failed to make a higher high, and then I got out of it because I just wasn't confident. Would have given me a nice, 20 pip trade right here, but didn't take it, didn't see it, I didn't like the structure. This could have easily been a market maker sell model taking out these lows here. But then when it made a higher high, I went back to looking at range expansion. So what range expansion am I looking for? From this low to this high, and then come back and do it again above these equal highs right here. And if you want to do an optimal trade entry, this would be the trade. Now again, it's 11 in the morning, so this is not a trade that you want to take unless you are ready to hold it overnight. So from this low to this high, optimal trade entry, takes you exactly at the full range expansion, as well as above these highs at the 0.5 of the range from this low to this high. So, this is a trade I'm going to, actually I've just taken it, so I'm gonna just show you guys. Long position, I took it at the optimal trade entry as it was coming down. And I took it at 10:30, so right at London close. Stop loss, again, super tight, 10 pips. Target 1 would be above the high. Oh, don't like that. Um, 10 pips stop loss, about 30 pip target. Obviously, I'm going to take some profits along the way. Right here, right here. So above these highs. And into this order block. So those are my targets. Let's see if this consolidates and holds overnight. Again, I don't like it. It is a buy model, accumulation, reaccumulation, smart money reversal, low risk buy. And then we're in the first stage of accumulation to go above this high. Don't want to see it come down any lower. The dollar's already failed to make a higher high, so therefore I want to see dollar fall. I want to see this thing rally. As for USD CAD, like I said, I'm already done for the day. I don't know what it wants to do right now. I'm gonna just let that sit, let it marinate, see what it wants to do. Dollar, I don't like it. Super suspect, super trend liney. I don't like the way it looks. So another low probability trade. However, a 10 pip stop loss trade target with 30, so 3-to-1 stop loss ratio. And we'll see if this gives me anything. It's probably going to consolidate the rest of the day today. If it doesn't, I will check in earlier, but if not, I'll see what this does overnight for me and see if it allows me to take any targets along the way. I said earlier in the week I am bullish. I do see a market structure break. I do see a short-term low being taken out. Right here. So range expansion is my profit target. So we'll see if it gives it to me. So far, not so good. So until next time, we'll check in shortly. Okay, so another losing trade as price decided to come down during the London close session, but just withered lower OA from what I wanted to see. It's just the way the cookie crumbles. I had a bias, I didn't get it, and it was taken away. This was a trade. Took me out around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I generally, in hindsight, I should have just taken it out when it wasn't reacting. However, for the sake of keeping my discipline, I generally do like to hold trades. Too many times in my experience, trades have gone in my favor and I didn't take it, and I canceled too early, including today. So I decided to hold on to this just to see if it would. It didn't, so essentially it was an overall losing day. I took 4 trades. I got myself a 9 pip scalp on US dollar Canadian. I was obviously short earlier when it came into here. Just getting into the 1 hour chart. When price came here, I want to see it continue to fall, which it didn't do. So, back to the drawing board. I think it's going to make this high here and then fall. But as of right now, I don't really know. We're in consolidation. Going to get rid of these marks. So just to give you guys an idea of what I was looking at on USD Canadian, this long trade, again, market maker buy model, quick trigger. I took my profits at 25.09, but as you can see, it literally touched the entire full range from this low to this high up to here. But it is what it is. Today was a day of high volatility, and for the most part, it just consolidated. And what that means is it's likely that, today meaning Thursday, January 20th, we could get something for USD CAD under crude oil inventories and unemployment claims in US. So gonna look for something again in New York. My rule is essentially, for day trade purposes, I only look for 3 trades max before I take all losses and cancel off for the day. This trade up here was a scalp. I don't really count towards that. I look for day trades, so anything within the 20 pip range, whereas the scalp was a 9 pip target with a 5 pip stop loss. So it is what it is. What I wanted to see again, just to reiterate, SMT, where dollar fails to make a higher high, and then it went up, and I wanted to see this low hold. It didn't hold, and boom, I got taken out. It's just the way the cookie crumbles. Where do I think it's gonna go? I don't really know. This idea that I had is essentially done, and not to say that it's not gonna go up there, but I don't have any particular analysis in any direction. Like here, it looks like a sell model, but then, here, this could be a buy model on its own. And there's nothing saying that it's not, because technically, we did make an optimal trade entry. It's not what I like to see, but it is an overall range, meaning price may just come up to here, but I'm not there yet. I don't really trust it. Not taking a trade on it, at least not as of yet. Also pretty confused about what dollar wants to do. Let's go into the higher time frame. What I don't know is dollar gonna allow this bearish order block to hold and come down lower, or did it come from here to there, and now optimal trade entry is gonna go another leg higher? If you look at gold today, it's made a high. Obviously in an overall consolidation, but it's made a large high, and it's possible that this is going to continue to go higher, and if so, I want to see dollar fall. However, there's imbalances on both sides. This is a balanced price range right here, so there's nothing saying that this is going to make another leg higher, make it a asymmetrical market, and keep going. This is high resistance liquidity run, so if it does go there, it's not just going to be a straight line, right? It should take its time consolidating its way around. So that's what I'm seeing. I have nothing in play right now. If I see a trade in the short term, I will take it, but nothing holding, staying nimble. 1 hour charts, seeing if there's anything out there. From the look of a 1 hour chart, we could be looking to make highs. A lot of highs over here, but if it starts going lower, then this is the opening high of today when market opened up. However, if it goes higher, like again, I don't have anything. That's the whole point I'm trying to make here. So if I see something, I'll trade it, I'll record it, I'll put it up. If I don't, then I don't. Even if I lose, obviously, as you saw today, I will put the trades up. Just gonna try to keep it honest. If it starts to make higher, these trend lines are a target. And I will take them one high at a time. What is this big purple thing? It's this breaker. Is this breaker going to hold? We'll see. I haven't seen any indication that says that this should be going lower based on this current price action. Again, just to see it, potentially a market maker buy model, consolidation, distribution, reaccumulation, smart money reversal, low risk buy, accumulation, reaccumulation. Take out these highs, and then who knows what it wants to do. Okay, so until next time, cheers.